Coming up on Operation Outreach, there's a team of military veterans right here in Central Florida dedicated to helping veterans apply for the VA benefits they deserve. We'll meet one veteran who says the help he got with his VA claim has made all the difference. And the PACT Act is a new law that expands VA health care benefits. Stay tuned to find out who's eligible. Welcome to Operation Outreach, a new program to highlight the services available to military veterans right here in Central Florida. I'm Fred Robinson, chair of the Orange County Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council. The Veterans Service Office helps thousands of our local veterans each year navigate the process of applying for VA benefits. I'm pleased to be joined by Alnita Witt, our Orange County Veterans Service Officer. Alnita, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Fred. It's nice to be here.
All right. What I'd like to ask you, Alnita, is tell me about the Orange County Veterans Service Officer and the services and resources that you provide for our veterans community.
Well, our office is comprised of 6 service officers and an administrative specialist. We're all veterans, and we serve different branches: Army, Air Force. We have a Navy, and so what we do is assist veterans in, and their spouses or dependent children in filing for benefits to the VA. Those benefits could be compensation claims, DIC, pension, survivor's pension, education benefits, whatever the need may be, we can assist them in filing those benefits.
Okay, and when you say DIC, could you explain what DIC is?
DIC is Dependent Indemnity Compensation. And that benefit is if a veteran passes away from a service-connected disability, that the surviving spouse can apply for the benefit based on the fact that they died from that benefit, from that disability.
Okay, and is there a basic time frame that if a person is awarded 100% service-connected disability, that he has to be service-connected before his spouse can receive benefits? Is there a certain time in between that?
Yes. So if a veteran is service-connected at 100% permanent and total for 10 years,
okay,
then that veteran, that surviving spouse, can become entitled to dependent indemnity compensation benefits.
Okay, and what are some of the challenges, or I should say, or preconceived notions of veterans going from one organization to another organization? They tend to build up a particular callus. So what are the challenges that you go through when you have that veteran that comes in there that's been, got misinformation over here, misinformation over there, that feels maybe disgusted and says to you, what can you do for me that they couldn't have?
We call it VSO shopping. So it's a challenge in some cases because a lot of veterans feel that some VSOs may know more than others. And I try to tell a veteran that when it comes to completing an application for their claim, you want to make sure that you see a service officer that's going to do the due diligence and making sure that they review everything in their file, making sure that they go over every denial, every exam that they've received, and just kind of look through the service records to help them locate those disabilities that they may have forgotten about. There are a lot of veterans who have injuries. They're suffering from illnesses and disease processes that they may have forgotten that they had that injury on active duty. And then we go through the record and say, well, hey, look, we found this for you. It's in your service record. Oh my God, I did not know that this is where it started. And we've made that connection for them.
Yeah, because when you look at a person being out of the military 20 or 30 years, a lot of things happen to you that you forget. And There's certain people, you know, it depends on what branch you were in, you get hurt and you keep it moving anyway. You don't even report it just to do what you have to do, fulfill
Right.
the assignment. How are the veteran service officers, how are they trained?
Well, the biggest training that a service officer is going to receive is the hands-on training in their office. So for whatever county that service officer is with, their training is going to come from whatever training program that is within that office. But for us, we also have 2 annual trainings that we attend every year. For veteran services officers that aren't able to attend one, they have the other that they can go to. So some offices can't close completely. They'll send maybe half of their staff or all but one would attend one conference, and then the other will go at another. But we also get recertified during these conferences as well.
Okay. And what is more beneficial for a veteran to come to your office for assistance versus maybe going somewhere else?
It depends on where they're actually going. If a veteran goes to an agency that's going to charge them, I would say the fact that we're free and we're available for them and we actually do the heavy lifting. Our office pretty much does everything for them. We go through, we help them write medical opinion letters, sample letters to help with their take to their providers to help develop and build that case for them.
Okay, and you mentioned free, and some veterans have to pay. Could you go into a little
Elaborate.
detail with that?
There are some agencies out there that charge veterans fees for filing claims, and the VA is kind of leaning towards not doing that. It's not legal, it's not right, because that's a free service. But however, we do get it. We do see why they're trying to, why they have come into business and why veterans are seeking those services. But why would you pay for something that's free?
And lastly, what I would like to ask you, what is your purpose of being a veteran service officer?
My purpose. I have a calling, and my calling is to help people, and I enjoy and I have a passion of really service to others, and I enjoy helping my veterans.
Well, I've known you for years, and you've really been fulfilling your purpose, and that's, you know, it's no greater need than to help a veteran and their family. Alnita, I want to thank you very much for coming here today and educating us more on the veteran service officers of Orange County and the services that you provide. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This conversation sheds light on just how important the work of the veteran service officer is to the almost 70,000 veterans living in Orange County. The veteran service officer is making a difference, and when we come back, we'll hear from a veteran who says the help he received with his VA claim was a game changer. I'm joined by veteran Wallace Collins Jr. Wallace, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Wallace, when did you serve in the military?
I served in the military from March of '66 to February of '71.
And what did you do when you were in the military?
I actually went through infantry training, advanced infantry training, and then reported to Fort Benning where they were forming the 199th Light Infantry Brigade, and trained as a 199th Light Infantry Brigade for 3 or 4 months until they sent us to Vietnam in December of '66.
And that was a pretty hot time coming up into the Tet. With serving in Vietnam and with the particular Vietnam veterans, the challenges that a lot of us have gone through while serving and getting support from the VA, how long have you been in the process of getting your benefits or applying for benefits?
Honestly, I didn't know the VA was for me until we owned a business and we started hiring some veterans that were homeless. And VA came to us and we started hiring them, and they said, "You need to go to the VA." I said, "It's not for me, it's for somebody else." And so they convinced me to go to the VA, and that was in 2015. And 2017, I got really sick, had all different types of problems, and ended up going to the VA full time. And trying to resolve your VA claims or find out what claims you might have is really kind of a hard situation. There's not like anything out there that shows you or points you in the right direction. So somebody said, "Well, you ought to try the Orange County Veteran Services." So I went to the Orange County Veteran Services, and I can't tell you what they did for me from about 2018 to 2021. They were able to get me 100% disabled, service disabled. And that's only because of their hard work, their understanding, and their knowledge. Why would somebody go out and pay, and Lanita brought it up, it's free. Why would somebody pay for something that you can get for free? And there's experienced as anybody on the planet about claims and how to get them, how to receive them, and what they have to put in order for you to be recognized by the VA benefits in order to get a claim. It's amazing. It takes a while. It's a battle. You get refused. Sometimes, you get disappointed, and at some point you almost want to give up. But the people in our Orange County service, they say, "No, we're going to continue this battle. You have a great case." And we did. We fought the last one that got lost, went to the board, and the only reason why we found it was because Orange County Veteran Services, Carl, who I worked with, said, "Go see your senator or your congressman and talk to somebody in there. They got to find this." They found it, and they said, "Oh, it's on the wrong form." And the veterans organization said, "No, that was a form you told us to put it on. You changed it after we put it on that form." So it finally went to the board, went all the way up to the board, and they said, "You got nexus letters and everything else. There's no reason why this should have been," and that had to do with Agent Orange. And they said, "There's no reason why this should have been disapproved." But that's because of our Orange County Service Organization, Veterans Organization. If it wasn't for them, I would have probably still be stumbling around trying to figure out how to get my benefits.
Well, there's two things that you mentioned that struck a nerve here. Was one, we have a lot of our more senior veterans, and we tell them to go to apply for benefits, and a lot of them will say, "Oh, I don't need it," or "Save it for the next guy." But the thing is, you served. Everybody who served in the military knows somebody who didn't make it home, whether it's in combat, training, exercise, or whatever. So don't let them die in vain. Take advantage of what's available for you, because they would want you to. Secondly, when you were speaking about the fact of people having to pay, they need to be very aware of what they sign, because some people are paying astronomical amounts for the services that they could get for free from the Veterans Service Office of Orange County. And I like the fact that you brought up the point that the service officers, even though at times you got denied, they encourage you to stay steadfast and continue with your claim. So that's very, very important. How long have you said you've been applying for the claim since 2018?
Yep.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to become awarded?
Well, some of them, like my hearing and stuff like that, it was awarded pretty easily. But some of the more complicated ones, the Agent Orange one, it took about 3 years.
Okay.
And it was a fight for 3 years. We appealed it 3 times. And Carl said, the third time, we're going to get this. This is going to go through. And I was a little discouraged. I said, don't be discouraged. And then they lost it and everything else, but we hung in there and they approved it. So their knowledge of the system and how to work the system and get your claims through to the right people at the right time is amazing. And you know, you can go into their office and sit right there and they put everything in their system and it goes right to the people that either approve it or disapprove it. And it's just amazing, and how knowledgeable they are and how easy they are to work with and fun.
And Wallace, how did your family benefit from the services that were provided to you through the Veteran Service Officer?
Unbelievable. Number one, my health care is, I have a whole bunch of health problems. And my health care now is taken care of 100% through the VA.
Well, Wallace, I want to thank you very much for coming here today and sharing your story and encouraging everyone to go to the Orange County Veteran Service Officers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Wallace's story is a great example of how the Veteran Service Officer helps connect veterans with the VA benefits that they deserve. In just a moment, we'll give you all the information you need to connect with the office. But first, we want to tell you about another program the Veteran Service Officer is involved in. The PACT Act is a new law that expands VA health care benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange, and other toxic substances. Several organizations, including the Veteran Service Officer, recently participated in a PACT Act outreach that included a town hall where veterans were able to ask questions. Here are some of the highlights of the event.
We're here today at the Barnett Park Recreation Center hosting a PACT Act event. Today we have Veterans Benefits Administration Regional Office with us. We're doing toxic exposure screenings. We have eligibility and enrollment, our patient advocates, and a bunch of outreach services to include our women's health, whole health, caregiver support team, our suicide prevention team, and a bunch of others.
The PACT Act is one of the largest expansion in the VA's history for health and benefits for veterans. It expands the list of presumptive conditions by about 23 conditions. These are conditions that we assume may be related to a veteran's service in the armed forces.
We have community partnership with the VA, also with members of Congress. Congressman Soto, Congressman Frost is here, and our Veterans Advisory Council is here, as well as our Veterans Office for Assisting Veterans is here in the building. So this is all about making certain that our veterans have information about benefits that's available to them as a community. And so we are hosting this town hall meeting so that veterans can ask the questions and or their family members or their caregivers so that our veterans can get taken care of.
I'm very glad that this has happened. I am overly joyed with the fact that there are so many veterans here. It just goes to show you if the word gets out appropriately, they will come. And a lot of them, you know, it's been a challenge for them. You know, there's, invisible wounds, among other things, age, but they're here. And I just encourage everyone who has a veteran, who is a family member that's older, please accompany them so they can have the dignity that they fought for.
Veterans are here today to look into their claim, an existing claim, an intent to file a claim, or to start a new claim. They're also probably here to do the toxic exposure screening part of this event.
Veterans can expect to be met by a nurse and one of our providers where we'll ask a series of questions related to their experience in the armed forces. The questions will generally ask the veterans about their exposure to toxins while they serve. So this could include burn pits, Agent Orange, or other toxins. This will then get recorded into the veteran's medical history, and they'll have the opportunity to also file a claim if they'd like to do so today.
If there are any concerns or questions about any service-connected disabilities or the PACT Act, learning more about it, obviously there's a deadline coming up, I would absolutely have them contact their local, government VA services to get more information. There's definitely a lot of resources out there. Unfortunately, we all don't know exactly who those resources are, so this was a great opportunity to just figure that out and find someone to talk to.
The thing is, a lot of these veterans here aren't even enrolled in the VA, so it's good because they can be enrolled in the VA and they could qualify for benefits and compensation, and their families can as well. They'll get more awareness of what's available for the veterans from the VA and the different veterans organizations in the community of what the Orange County Veterans Advisory Council actually advocates for, and we have different members on the council that provide various resources as well.
There were a few things that I've been confused about as far as my benefits. I had no idea where to go or who to talk to, and I got an email from the Orange County office telling me that this event was happening, so I decided to come out here. I honestly thought I was going to be sitting and listening in an auditorium. I had no idea that it was going to be to this extent, and I absolutely got the answers I wanted, and I'm just really happy, honestly.
Today we had about 524 veterans pre-register for the event, and we do anticipate a little bit more than that just because we've hung up signs and we know that our media friends have been spreading the word as well. So hundreds of veterans here today. We're extremely excited about that.
The Orlando VA healthcare system has done over 80,000 screens, and we are third within the nation compared to other healthcare systems.
This is really important to us because there are over 75,000 veterans that are documented who live here within our community, and so we want to make certain that they have access to every benefit that they're entitled to.
There's a lot to learn about the PAC Act and so many other issues important to veterans. If you'd like more information on anything we discussed today, as well as how to connect with our local Veteran Service Officer, just go to ocfl.net/veterans. That's where you'll be able to find the links and contact information you need. I hope you'll join us again for Operation Outreach, as we will continue to highlight the many programs and services available to military veterans in the Central Florida area. Until then, I'm Fred Robinson. Take care and thanks for watching.